First of all, we're not finding and we're not searching the way how to stop Putin and how to finish this war without the United States. So our plan is to make strong steps together. That is the plan, by the way, of Putin. He wants to divide us, to make us weaker. And that's why I think that we have to do everything together. First, of course, pressure on Putin, but really practically. First, sanctions, and you see the 19th package, and oil pressure from the United States did. And I think this is a very strong step. The second point is long-range pressure between us. From the very beginning, it was about our drones, our long range. Then, God bless, we had such partners like UK and France, and the partners gave us Storm Shadows and Scalps. Then, only after that, United States joined us, and we began to use ATACMS. Not big number, but in any way, it's about together. Yes, and now we count on some more strong instruments, but we will see. Yes, then about air defense. Again, it's about together decisions. We really don't have something which can destroy ballistic. That's why Americans helped us, but also Europeans, because firstly, Europe delivered Patriot systems, but United States, they did it together because United States gave licenses for this. Yes. But I hope that we will in any way we will find a way how to produce our own systems. We have to do it. And I think this is the most important thing, that politically it's very important to go together. That what about coalition or willing, and the result at the end will be security guarantees. And again, with the security guarantees, we need to have United States. This is very important.
Working with the US, this coalition is determined to go further than ever to ratchet up the pressure on Putin, from the battlefield to his war economy, because that is the only way to change his mind and push him back to the table. And in our meeting this afternoon, we came together around a clear plan for the rest of this year. First, we will act to take Russian oil and gas off the global market. Last week, the UK became the first country to sanction all of Russia's oil majors. On Wednesday, the US acted decisively to join us, together with further sanctions from the EU. And we're choking off funding for Russia's war machine. And I'm urging others to take these steps too, to go further to reduce their dependencies and incentivize third countries to stop buying these tainted resources. Second, we're determined to push on with the progress on Russia's sovereign assets and unlock billions to help finance Ukraine's defense. The bill for Russia's destruction in Ukraine should be paid by Russia. So we want to move ahead at speed with the work needed to deliver reparation loans and get the funds flowing to Ukraine. Third, we are strengthening Ukraine's air defense to protect its civilians and its energy infrastructure. I announced today that we're accelerating our UK programme to provide Ukraine with more than 5,000 lightweight multi-role missiles. This programme has created hundreds of brilliant jobs in Belfast, and they're working now to deliver an additional 140 missiles ahead of schedule to bolster Ukraine's defences through the depths of winter.
First, air defense, and today we spoke in detail with our partners about the systems. It's important that our partners focus on what's most practical and effective, and we gave all the details. Second, of course, it's important that everyone agrees the front needs substantial attention and the focus must be on it, and thank for all the steps of help. And third, we are promoting a more meaningful approach to diplomacy. Diplomacy matters only when it can lead to real real decisions. And when it comes to Russia, that dish has many ingredients. The essential ones are real forms of pressure on Russia, sanctions, our long-range capabilities, political pressure, accountability for war crimes, and real actions regarding Russian assets. Today we all agreed sanctions that hit Russian oil infrastructure, Russian oil companies are a big step, and I thank President Trump and all our partners who are implementing this. And we have to apply pressure not only to Rosneft and Lukoil, but to all Russian oil companies like Surgutneftegas and others, and to the shadow fleet and its infrastructure, and to Russia's oil terminals. And we have to implement all we have discussed today about Russia's shadow fleet. Besides, we are carrying out our own campaign of pressure with drones and missiles, specifically targeting the Russian oil sector. So the long-range capability directly strengthens diplomacy, the more losses Putin suffers on his own territory. The fewer assaults he can carry out on the front line, and the faster he will agree to meaningful diplomacy.
It was Putin that called President Trump some days ago because he was scared that Ukraine would get the upper hand. Yet he rejected Trump's proposal for a ceasefire along the current front lines, a suggestion that we support, and same goes for you in Ukraine. But Putin doesn't want to stop the killings. There is no indication that Russia and Putin wants peace, not even a ceasefire. And Russia continues its hybrid war against NATO and the West. Today, the coalition of the willing, we have agreed to increase the pressure on Russia, agreed that we must find long-term financing of Ukraine's ability to keep fighting, boost Ukraine's defense industry with European financing, finance much-needed US weapons, and to put more pressure on Putin's weak economy with new sanctions. I think this week we have taken significant steps with EU's new sanctions package, targeting Russian energy sector, the shadow fleet, and much more. United States have now sanctioned, as we already have heard, Russia's two largest oil companies. And already last week, the UK, announced sanctions targeting those companies as well. I think Putin's strategy has been to wait for us to stop, at some point to give up. But of course this will never happen. So once again, we have today agreed to be united in our efforts, and our promise to you, dear Volodymyr, and to Ukraine and to all Europeans is that we are willing to continue, of course.
We need to maximize support to Ukraine. And Ukrainian needs have to be leading in that. What we see is that Russia is the only party rejecting a ceasefire, circumventing all diplomatic initiatives and continuing to attack Ukraine. The only way to persuade Putin to engage in serious talks is to increase economic pressure on Russia and our support for Ukraine. This week, important measures were taken in the EU and the US. In coordination for further steps we could take is necessary. First of all, on sanctions. It would be good if the EU were to copy the US-UK sanctions against Lukoil and Rosneft. We must also do more to dismantle the shadow fleet systems, and the Netherlands will take its part when it comes to the North Sea. This could hit Putin hard financially, as this undermines his revenues from global oil markets. Second is support. It's crucial that all countries contribute. Only then can we maintain a high level of support and keep Ukraine afloat militarily and economically. We must increase military support bilaterally as well as by ordering armed packages from the US, and a couple of the speakers already mentioned the Pearl package.